Libra, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week ahead. Keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements. And if you're interested in a personal reading, have a look at the description below. I am offering a special offer on readings for the month of May. And so if you're interested in a personal reading, it's a good time to get one. All right, let's get started for Libra. We're going to do a Celtic cross. We're jumping right into the tarot cards today. What is the current energy around Libra for the week ahead? 7 of Cups in reverse. All right, let's find out what the obstacle is first before I interpret this for you. Let's see, what's the obstacle to this 7 of Cups in reverse? Okay, interesting. I love this. Okay, the obstacle is a mixture between the Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit. So what this tells me, I love when the obstacle and the crowning cards sort of clarify each other so beautifully like this, because the 7 of Cups is really a time where fear is blocking us. Okay, so you can see there's a bunch of things. I'll turn the card over so you can see a bunch of things sitting in each cup, right? So you've got options. It's a 7, so it's a decision card. So you've got lots of options to choose from here, but unfortunately, well, not really unfortunately, because it's going to reveal a lesson for you, there's fear blocking your choices. So you're standing and looking at the display case and you're thinking, I can't do this one because I'm not good enough. I can't do this one because I'm not smart enough. I can't do this one because I have no talents. And like, you're just so critical of yourself as you look at each option and you're saying, well, that's that then. I guess I'm not choosing anything. And really, at the end of the day, what's blocking you is fear. Okay. Now, the thing that's creating an obstacle to the fear, so the thing that will set you free from the fear, is this Ace of Pentacles and Hermit card. Isn't that interesting? I love when the reading takes that kind of tone, that the thing that will set you free is the obstacle, because it's what's creating an obstacle to what's limiting you, right? And so the thing that will stop limiting you is you deciding to go for this new opportunity and for you to step out of your comfort zone. And your comfort zone might be to be afraid. Okay, Libra, you might be like, well, but that's where I feel most comfortable, where I'm critical of myself and I have already decided why I can't do the following options. And so it's almost like the thing that will set you free from that fear is just going for it with that Ace of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity that has potential. But the aces are all about potential. You have to go for it to attain that potential. This is not a given. You have to be willing. Willingness is the key for all the aces. Are you willing to go for it or not? Right now, I feel like fear and denying to yourself your true potential and capabilities, that's what we're looking at here, right? And the thing that will help you overcome the fear will be to step out of your comfort zone and to pursue a new opportunity. One that you might not feel worthy of or capable of at this time, but you are, and it's coming up because you are. This is planting a seed for the future, okay? This involves you sort of having the intention and the willingness to do something new and different and to know it's possible, right? To know it's possible. And it's almost like you have to get out of your own way to go for it. When I see the Hermit in reverse, that tells me that you have to step out of isolation. You have to step out of hiding. You have to step out of sort of denying yourself life. In some ways, you know, the Hermit in reverse with the Ace of Pentacles tells me that it's time to step out of the shadows and into a new opportunity. And that will help you overcome your fear of all of these options that are available to you. Let's see what's top of mind for Libra. What is top of mind? 6 of Swords. Libra, you got to get distance from these limited thoughts and fears and doubts. You must. I'm being so bossy, but you must. Like, according to this reading, that's what's holding you back. all of these wounds from the past that you've hung on to and made as like a fence that surrounds you so that nothing will hurt you ever again. And I get that. I get that big time. However, if nothing can penetrate those swords, then nothing gets in or out. Then you're all by yourself hiding in the shadows, afraid of all the options because they could hurt you, or they could disappoint you, or they might not work out how you thought. And then you sort of run back to the comfort zone that says, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have the skill, I'm not capable, I can't do it for this reason, I can't do it for this reason. Sometimes when I talk to people and we're brainstorming about different ideas, I'm always amazed at how sometimes all you get back is feedback on why it's not possible. You know, it's like that's what the narrative is. That reveals to you that the narrative is focused on why things are not possible instead of why things are possible. And I feel like we're seeing that Six of Swords with the Sun on the bottom to say to you that there is a world of possibility. There's an infinite number of possibilities. And your willingness is key. That's step one, is the willingness and the belief that it's possible, right? Let's see what's at the base of the matter here. What's driving all of this energy for Libra? The Hanged Man. You have to look at things from a different perspective. So the Hanged Man has tied himself to the tree of knowledge on his own. He did this. He put himself in that position so that he could learn something new by looking at the world from a different perspective and trusting that he will understand things better for himself if he can look at things from a different perspective. That by nothing changes if we do things the same all the time. You'll get the same results. Do you know what I mean? Like by fearing options, there's not much left to have happen except feeling stuck, blocked, and sort of, again, I'm getting this sort of hiding in the shadows where you're not putting yourself out there. You're keeping yourself in a place that feels like comfort zone, but really it almost feels like that's where ideas go to die or to sleep, because nothing happens there. That's a place where we examine why things won't work as opposed to why they could work and that they're possible. Let's see what the past influences were. So interesting. In the past, I think you did have a lot of inner strength and you did put yourself out there in the past, Libra. So something must have happened to create some of these swords that you need to get distance from. I feel like you were the kind of person that did things and went for things and took risks and knew that you could overcome any obstacle, and you really trusted yourself. But then something happened to create all of these doubts and wounds where you then decided, I'm just going to hide away instead, and I'm not going to put myself out there anymore. So it's very interesting. Let's see what the upcoming energy is. Oh, you got two cards for that. Oh, look at that. Upcoming energy, we see the Emperor in reverse with the Hierophant. So that's interesting because that gives me hope that there will be some remnants of you not trusting yourself, but that ultimately you're going to realize the truth, that you hold the keys. You hold the key to creating the life that you desire. And even though you don't really trust yourself now or in the upcoming future, it feels like you're going to realize that that's holding you back, which is a success as far as I'm concerned. Realizations are just as important as actions, right? Like once we realize something, that is sometimes step one. So even if you go into the upcoming energy still sort of doubting yourself, the Emperor is still here. So that means you are a leader and you've just lost your inner strength that you used to have. Something drained it, right? You got drained by something, maybe a relationship, maybe an experience that sort of threw things out for you a bit. And now it's like you have this, you have some options. And I feel like you hold the key here in the upcoming future to understanding that, unless I believe in myself, then really nothing is possible without that. That nothing is possible without that belief in yourself. that is key. And I feel like that when I see those two cards. You know, it's very interesting, Libra. It feels like you're going to have a realization in the upcoming future that shows you that unless you believe in yourself, then the possibilities will stay limited. That believing in yourself is the key to achieving whatever you desire. And I feel like that really is the message coming through this reading, that you have tapped into that inner strength before in the past, but something along the lines between the past and the present shifted your perspective, and you lost some of that self-esteem, you lost some of that courage, you lost some of that inner strength, and you're being guided to get it back, to realize it again, to realize it in yourself again. Let's see how you see yourself. How does Libra see themselves? Interesting, as the Knight of Wands in reverse. So the Knight of Wands in reverse is a bit of a self-sabotager, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat this. The Knight of Rods in reverse sees potential and says, I won't be able to do it. I'm going back to bed. Or I'm going to go do whatever I've been doing that isn't really making me feel good, because I can't do that. That's not going to work. And here are all the reasons why. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, when you're brainstorming with someone and you're like, why don't you try this? And then they give you every single reason why it's not possible and why it'll fail and how they know for sure and they've looked into it and that's why. And then you just end up going, all right, well, I'm not sure what to say now. And neither are they, because they've just sort of sabotaged the spark. It's a spark. Like I don't have a candle lit today because I'm out of candles, but it's like, you got to keep that spark burning. If you keep pouring wax on the candle, you will snuff out that spark for sure. Even if you think you're adding to the candle while making the candle better, you're not making the candle better. You're suffocating the flame. You're drowning in the wax. The flame is drowning. Sometimes we need it to burn, and to burn without anybody pouring something on it to rain on the parade of this candle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be thinking, well, I'm being realistic. I'm a realist. I've heard people say that. That's why I'm saying this. And it's sort of like, okay, like if that's the reality that you want to focus on, that's the reality that's going to expand. So it's totally up to you. But I feel like you see yourself this way because you know you're doing this. You know that this, like if this reading is resonating, you're probably either giggling or you're getting defensive. It's one of the two. And thinking to yourself, shit, yeah, I do that. Or thinking, I don't do that. Life is the thing that pours the wax on my candle, not me. It's not me doing it. It's life, or it's these other people. But, you know, those other people and this version of life that you think is doing this is a reflection of what's going on within you, right? Life is a reflective experience, right? The outer world reflects the inner world. So, Libra, there is some self-sabotage here, okay? I'm not sugarcoating this because I love you and I want you to work with the energy coming through this reading. So if you catch yourself self-sabotaging, try to look at things from a different perspective. Right? Entertain the self-sabotage for a moment, but then shift gears into something else. Like, you know, there is something to be said about sort of paying attention to all of the thoughts that come through our mind, but choosing the ones we want to focus on. And you can choose. You can choose what you want to focus on. Even if there is an idea coming in your head that you're like, I don't think that's possible. Have another look at it. Flip yourself upside down. Tie yourself to the tree of knowledge and look at it upside down. You know, metaphorically speaking. And see if it looks different. Maybe you'll see something that you didn't see before if you really look at it without a bias. You know? How do other people see Libra? How are other people seeing you? Look at that. Other people see you as the Queen of Pentacles. Isn't that interesting? And the Queen of Pentacles trusts herself. She's grounded. She's self-reliant. She doesn't doubt herself. She's empowered. And she's a healer. And she's down to earth. She's not living in a land of the past or the future. She's here now, and she is embracing the moment for everything that it offers her. She doesn't doubt herself, and she's not living in limited land. You're being guided to get in the boat and leave limited land. And she doesn't live in limited land. She lives in a land that is abundant and prosperous and infinite. And so do you. But it's up to you to realize that. Now let's see what your hopes and fears are. I think you are going to realize that. And then there's going to be no stopping you, Libra. Your hopes and fears are that you're not dreaming big enough and that your dreams won't come to fruition. That could be a major block for you, is that you're like, wow, my dreams aren't going to come true, so why dream big and just be disappointed, right? You might be thinking to yourself, well, that's not even possible, and here are all the reasons why. So why dream big when I know it's not possible? And it's just that in and of itself, again, people will say, well, I'm being realistic. To me, I think, take that realistic attitude and again, try to look at it from another perspective. Don't deny what's coming through. If you feel like it's not realistic, okay, but maybe it is realistic. Like, what would it look like if it was realistic? There's nothing wrong with using your imagination to change things in your mind about what's realistic and what's not. An exercise I like to do is like imagine that it's already happened. And then I like to write out all the things that would be in a different state if what I am focusing on actually took place. And I write them out in the present tense. You know what I mean? So like, if you're sort of imagining your dream job, and maybe right now you don't think it's possible because you don't have the experience. Well, let's say you did have the experience, or let's say that you were able to get the job based on the experiences that you do have. What would be different? You might be like, well, I am self-reliant. I am doing something I really enjoy every day. I am authentically pursuing something that is meaningful for me. I am confident that I can do this. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's really nothing wrong with reinterpreting reality, Libra. There's nothing wrong with that. And you'll be surprised at the results. I think you'll be really surprised at the results. And here is the knight I was hoping we would see today. The Knight of Cups is the dreamer that you need to embody, and that is coming out in your final outcome. The potential outcome for you in this situation is to pursue your dreams. Realistic, not realistic. I don't even care about the word realistic. I just want you to go after what will fill your cup. There's enough people that will look at you and be like, oh man, Libra's not being realistic at all. Let them think what they want. You just pursue what fills your cup, and always trust that if you pursue it and you know it's possible, just trust me. Do it and see what happens. Do it and see what happens. Pursuing things that make you feel like you're living your authentic life and that you're tapping into something that is real and potential for you. Like, I love this expression that says, if you're dreaming about it, it's possible. That we don't get these moments of inspiration from nowhere. That look what's on the bottom of the deck. Sorry, I had flipped it. The bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. So you're getting some massive psychic downloads right now. And if you're not the kind of person that believes in psychic downloads, think of it as you're getting inspired intuition. You're getting inspired ideas through your intuition. And those aren't coming from nowhere. They're coming from your higher self, trying to guide you to the truth of who you are. It's not just something that is random. This is real. This is coming to you. This is the reality that I focus on, the reality that comes from your higher self. And so often we focus on the reality that comes from our wounded self. So why not give the higher self a chance? Why always come at things from the wounded self? Why do we always have to come from wound? Why can't we come from inspiration? It's very interesting. Libra, trust yourself. Dream bigger this week. Dream bigger and start to trust yourself, because this could really shift. Let's see what oracle card you'll receive to close out this reading. coming to the edge. I love this card, especially right now for you, because this says if you don't feel ready, you won't be ready. If you don't feel ready, you won't be ready. But if you have the courage and the willingness to say, I'm ready to try something in a different way, watch out. Watch out for Libra, because Libra will suddenly surprise everyone around them, because they're going to do something that they dreamed of doing. And it makes me feel like, again, the narrative in your mind is what creates your reality. So if you keep telling yourself, it's not possible, I'll never be able to do it, it's never going to work out, I don't have the ability, I don't have the skills, I can't, then guess what? You won't. For sure. You have to shift within first. So when this card appears, and you can see in the upright, this person's about to take a huge leap of faith because they have the courage and they believe in themselves. Seeing it in the reverse, the message is, if you're not ready, then you're not ready. And I just keep feeling like if you keep telling yourself you're not ready, you're never going to feel ready. So it may be time to jump out of that comfort zone that feels like, well, I'll never be ready, it'll never work out for me, to leave that comfort zone behind and go for it. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for this reading, Libra. Wow, I really hope it's been helpful. And I look forward to reading for you again soon, my friends. And I'm sending you so much love. Take care.